Just to try to stay focused. Don't never let anything try to get you off your game plan. Maybe this is the devil or something. You know what I mean? Trying to
out publicly. So now, a lot of people have something to say. Will the fight still go on? I have no idea. You get what I'm saying? Lamont Roach, you might need to make contingency plans or whatever.
It's like, even if you want to give Gervonta the benefit of the doubt and say that he's innocent, when you got track record of 4 or 5 DV cases, all proven guilty, bro, it gets to a point.
After his recent arrest, Gervonta Davis broke his silence, expressing a renewed focus on his career. With the Lamont Roach rematch now at risk, fans are uncertain about what comes next. Some believe Gervonta Davis's fame makes him vulnerable to allegations, but the impact on his career remains real. While nothing has been confirmed, growing tension around the situation could jeopardize the rematch. If matters worsen, fans may have to accept that the fight might not take place after all.
Right, so Tank is on probation for that. So this will be a violation of his probation, but he's a celebrity. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to get a slap on the wrist. He has money and stuff like that. Now, the question I have is this: what's going to happen with the Lamont Roach rematch? Will that fight still go on? Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I don't expect Tank Davis fans to, they're gonna brush it off like it ain't nothing, because that's what they do. They literally, a lot of them worship this guy. So, and I get it, I understand. However, will that fight still go on? That's probably why we haven't heard anything. I was listening to Blue Blood Sports TV, but then when I was listening to his video, guess what? I'm finna show y'all something. Now, some of y'all may say, "Oh, this is nothing." There's a podcaster that I watch all the time by the name of Ticket TV. I watch a lot of the big podcasters, right? Podcasts, right? I want y'all to see something. Y'all see this right here. Let me show y'all this. As you can see right here, Ticket TV is talking about this. And the title is this: Breaking News, Boxing Superstar Gervonta Tank Davis arrested for beating up woman.
The future of Gervonta Davis's upcoming fights remains unclear, as his ongoing legal situation casts a shadow over planned matchups with Jake Paul and Lamont Roach. While no official cancellations have been announced, the growing uncertainty has caused considerable concern among promoters, fans, and broadcasters. High-profile boxing events rely heavily on timing, logistics, and momentum, and any legal complication can derail the structure behind these major bouts. Negotiations, promotional campaigns, and training camps are all carefully timed, and any pause risks affecting the commercial value and competitive integrity of the contests.
Couldn't come at a worse time for Tank. Of course, he's chasing that rematch with Lamont Roach, and that big money Netflix fight with Paul. And this case could potentially cancel both of these fights. For the Roach rematch, it's just kind of been assumed that this fight is happening in mid-August. Everyone has seemed to acknowledge that it's happening, yet there's been no official announcement. Why has there been no official announcement? Well, maybe they were/are waiting to see what happens with the case. They have known that this was gonna probably come out for the last month, so maybe they were either bracing for impact or hoping it could be all sorted out. But we're now about a month out from the proposed rematch, and time is running out. Every day that goes by, it looks less and less likely, and the news today certainly won't instill any hope. Even if the rematch does happen, the conditions are about as bad as they can get for Tank. In what might be the highest pressure fight of his career, he won't have a complete camp and would have legal proceedings hanging over his head. Combine this with the fact that he seemed a bit rattled and emotional after the draw, it's either a combination for a great performance or a combination for an absolute train crash.
With each passing day, the chances of seeing Davis in the ring as scheduled seem to fade. In particular, the Lamont Roach rematch holds significance due to their unresolved history, and the Jake Paul fight presents a lucrative opportunity that could draw massive attention from both boxing and crossover audiences. As the situation develops, organizers must prepare for multiple scenarios, ranging from rescheduling to complete cancellation. For Davis, the implications extend beyond the fights themselves. A delay could stall his career's momentum, affecting his rankings, rhythm, and readiness. Everyone invested in the sport is watching closely, hoping for clarity before the opportunities slip away.
Train crash. And Tank especially needed this rematch to be able to get that Jake Paul fight. The Jake fight was seemingly signed and sealed, and all he had to do was beat Roach. And after he didn't, it was pushed back until he could, with Jake in the meanwhile opting for Chavez. But Paul versus Tank is a fight that doesn't make too much sense on paper, but when you break down the circumstances around it, it kinda does make more sense. It would be another fight like Mayweather versus Logan. It's the biggest money fight and the biggest eye-drawing fight Tank can currently get. And for him, even with the size difference, he would probably see it as a pretty easy night's work. And with all this, before the news broke today, there was a rumour in about the last week going around that they might be potentially skipping the Roach rematch and going straight to Paul. I wouldn't be surprised if that's still somewhat in the plans.
Leading up to the controversy, an online exchange between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Rematch added fuel to the speculation fire. The back and forth on social media revealed tension and uncertainty regarding a rematch. Rematch appeared confident, making bold claims, while Davis's responses were less direct, leading some fans to assume he lacked interest in stepping into the ring again with Rematch. This digital dialogue has been interpreted by some as a sign that Davis may be hesitant or distracted, though others argue it reflects ongoing personal stress. Either way, public exchanges of this kind often influence how fans and analysts interpret fighters' intentions.
Hey yo, Gervonta Davis cancels the rematch with Lamont Rematch. Lamont Rematch posted, laugh out loud, buddy know damn well I don't mess around like that. He gassing y'all up to justify why he ain't do his part of the deal yet. He really might pull out of this fight. Stay tuned. Gervonta Davis responded with, you a B, I can meet you at your school, son, if you want. That got nothing to do with boxing. We talking about the fight that's supposed to be happening, the rematch, you feel me? And he want to respond about meeting you up outside, meeting you up at your son's school. That's a little confusing, my people, so it makes me feel like this might be true. Like, if it wasn't true, Gervonta Davis would have said, yo, what are you talking about? The fight's still on. You getting knocked out. Not start trying to talk street. You feel me, my people? Let me know how you feel about this. Do you think this is true? Do you feel like Lamont Rematch is just letting the cat out the bag? Like, yo, my people, Gervonta Davis might pull out of the fight. He's gassing y'all up and trying to start outside beef, but this is the truth. And if Gervonta Davis wasn't going to call out the fight, then he would have said, yo, that's a lie. I'm knocking him out, my people. You feel me? And then after this, Gervonta Davis also posted, yo, y'all could take the #1 spot. I don't care for boxing no more, my people. Pretty much saying like, yo, take it, Lamont Rematch, because the next person that's behind him is Lamont Rematch, because Lamont Rematch just had the draw with him that everybody feels like he beat him, you feel me? Like, Gervonta Davis before this, he was untouchable. Everybody felt like he was unbeatable. Nobody was going to beat Gervonta Davis. Whoever got in there is getting knocked out. And now that all switched once he got that draw with Lamont Rematch, you feel me? And after all this, Gervonta Davis also was saying like, yo, we know where you live. We'll pull up to your house. We know where you live in Marlboro. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, my people. Like, if we talking boxing, let's keep it boxing. But he's talking street out of nowhere, and that's what makes me feel like, man, he probably is going to call out the fight. Because if it wasn't, he would have said he's not.
Supporters of Gervonta Davis are aware that he's navigating one of the most intense periods of his career. As a top-tier athlete, he faces not only the pressure of staying at peak performance, but also the added weight of public scrutiny and personal obligations. The balance between maintaining a competitive edge and staying emotionally grounded is a challenge many fighters face. But for Davis, the stakes are higher because of his visibility and influence. Many fans and boxing analysts agree that his emotional strength needs to match his physical ability, especially now. They believe that if he doesn't take steps to manage stress and pressure in a healthy way, it could impact both his performance in the ring and his long-term career stability. There's hope that Davis will seek the right kind of support, whether through mentorship, counseling, or restructuring his inner circle to regain control and focus. His natural talent is not in question, but how he handles the surrounding pressure will determine whether he can continue rising or find his journey interrupted. At this point, many are rooting for him to channel his energy positively and re-establish himself as a focused and composed professional athlete.
Gervonta, you better have that same energy when you get into that ring for this rematch with Lamont. Because I'm getting so tired of hearing about these DV charges you keep catching. So apparently Gervonta Davis has been arrested for another DV case. I think this is about his 3rd or 4th one now, probably more than that. To be honest, this don't really shock me. Because y'all remember when he was dating Ari and they had got into a real bed and he pulled her wig off in the middle of the street, right? That incident was all over the internet. And fast forward, there was another incident that happened back in 2022 with another baby mama, where she claims that she was in the car and things got really rough between them and she made a frantic call to 911, which she should not have made, she claims. And also said that Gervonta did not hurt her or her daughter. So why did you call the police? It's giving, I'm not mad no more, and at the end of the day, that's my baby daddy. So let me go ahead and scrap this up, clear up this rumor so nothing else goes any further with this. I really don't understand what be going on with men putting their hands on people. It's it's like, even if you want to give Gervonta the benefit of the doubt and say that he's innocent, when you got track record of 4 or 5 DV cases, all proven guilty, bro, it gets to a point. Don't you blow off enough steam in the ring? And this is really disappointing for Gervonta, because it's like, do you want to throw away your career? You're literally #1 right now. You've been #1. You probably will stay #1 as long as you keep doing what you're doing. Because as many people as he done fought, it seemed like Lamont Rematch was his only real competition. Rematch on the way, by the way. Really big fight. He got to be there for that. I don't know what he's going through, and maybe it's just me, but I do feel like ever since that fight with Lamont Rematch, he been off lately. He ain't been on social media as much. Now he going back to his ways like this. Somebody need to go check on that man. Y'all know what they say about boxers and the things that it does to the brain.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.